farina.
Agoda na kayo.
that way, good in front to the back, England. I'm really sorry about the view. 3, 2, 1, let go. Louder! Together!
all right.